We got nothing?
I got nothing.
We came to Spanish Wells to get some work done on the boat. It's a really great place in the Bahamas to get work done. We pulled up to the dock and shore power isn't working. Keeps telling us reverse polarity, and that's thunder. Our batteries are critically low. Our water maker's also not working, and our generator is out. This is the part of boat life nobody likes to talk about. That was a huge lightning strike beside me. Thank goodness we're not the tallest boat around.
You had some kind of overcurrent event, and I don't know if it could have been from the generator, it could have been from the little Honda, it could have been from the dock at the shore power, could have been from lightning.
So how crazy is it that we just had the diodes on the generator burn out, and now we've had the diodes, a month later, had the diodes here on the AC power center burn out. So if anyone's not familiar with diodes are these little, I guess the receptors, if you will, or you can think of them as a kind of like a fuse, but they only allow current to go one way. And so when these burnt out, which they're just a tiny little diode that has the indicator light on them. And so what was happening is this burnt out, so I believe it was allowing electricity to flow backwards, which gave us the reverse polarity here on the panel, and was not allowing us to bring any electricity into the boat itself from the dock. I've got a lot of things to start putting back in place after going through all of this.
Yeah, we have a really messy boat.
What a pain.
Yeah, I didn't get to do dishes last night because we're almost out of water. I also couldn't use the energy because running water makes the water pump go off. So
we basically just turned everything off and just said, hey, we're not gonna use any energy right now, or we're gonna use as little as possible.
Our batteries got down to 20% last night. It was so hot on the boat. It's been a rough couple days, so we finally got to the dock and
yeah. All right, let's get this other one plugged in while we've got lightning popping all around us. It's always fun.
buy a boat, they said. You'll be fixing things in exotic places. Just another thing for the to-do list while in Spanish Wells. We've been having leaks like these on both sides, one behind our toaster oven and one over here. Fortunately, I've already gotten that book that we use as decor wet before. So if we have time while we're here, we're gonna take the screws out on top where the cars for the sails are, the tracks up there, and we need to rebed those screws because we feel pretty certain that somewhere up there is where this leak is coming from and going down on both sides, but such a pain in the butt.
Bilge pump in the engine room keeps going off. It's actually, I've talked about it a handful of times now, but it's the number one flaw in my mind of this boat. And you know, you're never going to find a boat that is 100% perfect. Obviously, that's the case for homes, cars, and you know, everything else in between. But the water just comes straight down those stairs and just sheds right off of the boat over top of these hatches. And if the hatches have leak at all, which all hatches are known to leak at some point in time, then water just goes right into the engine room. So really fighting that right now. We know that the gasket is bad. I put some silicone gasket seal on it to try and give it kind of a band-aid, if you will. But obviously it's still leaking some.
Dixie girl. Hey. It's okay. It's okay.
Ah, dang it.
No, eat that. You just made a mess. Clean it up. Dixie gets so scared at thunder. She's just been by my side ever since. So I like to give her these hemp treats. Ideally, it's best to give it to her 20 to 30 minutes before any stressful situations, but you can't always plan for that. But they seem to help calm her down. And yeah, it's tough in the middle of the night when we have thunder because she'll jump up in our bed and she just will not stop panting and whining until she's up with us. But this definitely helps.
That is basically what I heard from Emily as she woke me up this morning. And gosh, guys, I don't even know. Sleeping in the boat, summer in the Bahamas, what were we thinking? I was up 3 different times because of the storms that rolled in overnight. As you can tell, I did not get my beauty sleep last night. But it is 8:45 and it is time to get rocking and rolling. We've got a lot of things to fix on the boat today, so this rooster has got to get his hair did.
For a golf cart ride? Come on, get in. Over here.
There you go. Get up in mom's seat.
That's my spot. Hey, that's my spot.
Right here. You sit in the middle. You get to ride middle. Sweet things.
Sweet sweetings.
Cinnamon rolls, muffins, donuts, lemonade, sweet pastries, coffee, tea, and frappe. Please ring the bell for service. Can't wait to serve you. Well, there's the bell. How about that?
How about that?
Let's see what we got.
Come, Dixie, stay.
Good morning. How are you? So what all do you have?
We have lemonade, we have lattes, frappuccinos, smoothies.
Okay.
We have also for foods, we have cinnamon rolls, muffins with different bunch of flavors. We have like Nutella and all that.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. This looks yummy.
How much do we owe you?
Dixie down.
Hey. All right. Get back there. Hey, get back in there. How is it?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I think this is just the cutest thing. Teaching these kiddos entrepreneurial skills at a young age. I just think it's so adorable. So when we saw this, when we passed by it, I just said we had to stop and support this. It's so cute.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's 15.
15. All right. Well, hold on. I gotta get you some more. There's 12.
How long have you been doing this?
I usually help my
There you go.
family, who owns a business, out like every time I get a chance.
Awesome. Learning a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. This looks like a place. On-site marine and services. First thing on our list is our engine hatch. As you can see, it is a 2-piece aluminum hatch and, well, it's broken.
Cole just went in, and Dixie and I are sitting here in the golf cart, and this dog will literally stare at the door the whole time, waiting for him to come out. Where's Dad? Where is he? We'll take a ride out the door, but our short little golf cart ride here just shows how cute this town is. This is the only place we've been like this so far, where you just ride golf carts around this quaint little town. It's one of the most populated islands in the Bahamas, or populated areas in the Bahamas, really, in such a small location. The island is not very big, so it's really neat to see.
What you doing, baby girl? You wanna come up here?
Are they gonna fix it?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Dixie, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
We're in the golf cart here, which if you go across Spanish Wells, golf carts are everywhere apparently. This is Randy. Randy, we met in Long Island because he has a house in Long Island, but he's actually from Omaha, Nebraska, and he is our newest patron. And has a 38 Lagoon yourself, which is here in Spanish Wells, getting some work done on it. And you also have a little bit of a YouTube channel of your family's adventures, and
We do.
you put that together. What's the name of it?
Sailing on LaVenture.
Sailing on LaVenture.
Yes.
All right, we're here at R&B. Is this it now?
This is it.
And your boat's out of the water?
It is. It's
All right.
completely out of the water, and it looks like it's been pressure washed.
We're gonna.
So they have
go
a
check it out.
hydraulic ramp that we just put the boat on, and it comes out of the water and just lifts it right out of the water. It's
Just like
incredible.
a platform lift. It's really
Yes,
cool.
that's what it is.
So here in Spanish Wells, they have this massive deck platform lift. Obviously, you can see on these huge motors, and they lift catamarans out of the water just right there. It's super simple and easy, and how cool. So this is Randy's 38 Lagoon 380, and he's getting a new bottom job done. And what else are you getting done on it?
So they're gonna wax her up, do a whole wax, and she'll look like new.
And you're gonna be, how long are they thinking it'll take?
It'll be about 3 days.
Okay.
Because
All
we'll do
right.
some priming on the bottom before they put the paint.
How cool. What a cool concept they have with this big lift. So Spanish Wells is probably the largest fishing community in the Bahamas. In fact, it's all about the lobster, or as they say, the crawfish, right? These old fishing boats, or actually shrimp boats, have been retrofitted to be motherships. It means they no longer have the shrimping nets on them. In fact, all they're really used for is a place to sleep, eat, and house the catch, meaning the big, massive freezers they have on board, right? And what they do is they pull the small little panga boats behind them, sometimes 3, 4, 5 boats, and those panga boats actually go out to harvest during the day, and they come back with all of the catch to the mothership at night. And these boats go out for sometimes up to 6 weeks. But my understanding in talking to some of the fishermen here is that when they come back to port, they have upwards of $2 million worth of lobster in the freezers ready to be processed when they get back. So it is a very lucrative business here, but one of the reasons why Spanish Wells is so great for cruisers and for boat owners is because of these fishing boats. They have anything and everything you pretty much need to get work done on your boat, because when it's not crawfish season or lobster season, they come back to Spanish Wells and they upgrade and fix everything that broke during the season on their boat. So they have all the resources here on the island. And as we're driving through here now, this is kind of like the shipyard, if you will, or where everything happens. And this place is pretty happening place. There's people moving and shaking and doing business all over the place, and it's really interesting to see, because we haven't seen this anywhere else in any of the other islands.
Sun shining bright over my horizon. Put the top down, gonna keep on driving. 'Cause it's blue sky, blue sky, blue skies.
So the rub rail that goes all the way around this Achilles dinghy is completely coming unglued. So unfortunately, I've been through town this morning and was unable to find any Hypalon glue. So go to Google, and of course 5200 fixes everything on boats, right? Well, I found that. So I'm about to put the dinghy in the water and take it down to the other end of town. And I got a gentleman that's going to help me pull it out, and I'm going to 5200 it and bring it back. So hopefully we'll have it fixed for the time being.
Cole has been gone a few hours working on the dinghy, and he just called me and said he is coming back. So I'm eager to see what he did to the dinghy. Or maybe what he didn't do. We'll see. He said he was going to use 5200, so. Back on?
Kinda.
Wait, what did you do?
Doesn't look too bad, does it?
Does that dry clear?
What's that?
Does that dry clear?
No, it's white.
Wait, wait a minute. Turn around here. What did you do to our dinghy, babe?
I caulked it.
With
Does it look that bad?
with what?
5200.
Did you close your eyes?
Does it really look that bad?
It's pretty bad. Okay, guys. So this is like the equivalent. Do you know those people? And this is no judgment. Who spend all their money on their house, but they like drive a Pinto? I feel like this is us. We clearly spent all our money on our house and have a dumpy car.
Hey, it's better than spending all your money on your Cadillac and living in...
It's better, Cole says, than spending all your money on your Cadillac and living in a not nice house. And like I said, no judgment, to each their own. Spend your money however you like. But sometime soon, we do need to upgrade our car because it's looking pretty bad. So anyone who wants to donate to the Adventure Cruise New Car Fund, that'd be great. This is hilarious. I'm so embarrassed of how we are gonna look driving around in this dinghy. Hey babe.
What's up?
You could have called me. I would have come help you.
I didn't want to interrupt your creativity juices as they were flowing on that editing desk. Probably should have taken our fins out of here. Listen, they say everything. Everyone says that 5200 fixes everything. So we're gonna see how bad it.
How long is it fixed for?
You know, the one thing I probably could have done, and I didn't take it with me when I left, just some blue painter's tape would have made a huge difference. Could have ripped it off and had a nice clean line. Oh no.
Oh no.
That wasn't gonna do it for me this time.
Use them big old fingers.
Are you saying I have fat fingers?
I like your fingers, babe.
Well, figured out the issue with the generator. There is a auxiliary pump here because the fuel tank is in the back of the boat. Auxiliary pump pumps the fuel all the way up to the generator. And I realized that the generator was starting, but once it got up to RPMs or tried to pick up in RPMs, it would putter out. So of course I thought immediately that's a fuel issue. I go check the fuel filters, they appear to be fine. Start digging around, and the auxiliary fuel pump that's in the back here had some black around one of the butt connectors. So I've cut that out, and now I'm going to replace that. But in the meantime, to check it, just to make sure that this was the issue, went ahead and did a jumper over to the battery, gave that, once I cut this out, gave the fuel pump some power off of the battery back here. Emily started the generator on the control panel, and it ran just fine. So now I'm going to clean up the wires a little bit and make my new connections, and hopefully we'll be good as gold.
It's running. All right, turning it off.
So I just made my new connections, and unfortunately the fuel pump is not turning on. I know that the fuel pump is working because of the jumper that I made with this wire, but unfortunately it is not turning on, which now leads me to believe that maybe there's a blown fuse somewhere in the electrical system that is keeping power from getting to this fuel pump. At least I got a bad connection out, I guess, but nevertheless, we haven't fixed the issue. This was the bad connection here. Well, what we wanted to find out is take the diode off of the generator too. Here. And see. Oh man. That's AC power, so I really need to turn off all the power to the boat before I mess with that, because that's dangerous. So let's do this. We have anything running right now that has to be running? I don't think so, right?
Not the AC.
Well, AC is gonna have to turn off for a few minutes.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys. Where's the camera? Oh. I don't know about you guys, but if there's anything in this boat that gives me the willies, it is this whole
Rat's nest.
Like, oh my gosh. I'm starting to learn it. I'm starting to get a little bit better with it, but it is not fun. It is not easy. It is not something I like. For all you electricians out there, you are a better man than I am. Well, I don't know what I did to fix the generator, but it's running, and it's running like, what do they say? Like purring like a cat. This thing is, to be quite honest with you, I have no idea what I did. I took out the relays, put them back in. I tried testing them to see which one was broken. I ended up finding a relay here in Spanish Wells that worked. So I just went through each one and put the new one in, and it seemed to work every time. I end up putting all the old ones back in. I have the new one. I'm not even using it right now. I have no earthly idea what I did to fix this thing, but it's working, and it's working like a champ. So we ran it for 30 hours, just put everything back, 30 minutes, and it's working just fine. So, hey, you win some, you lose some. This time I won.